Hello, job seekers. Melanie here with CGL Recruiting. And today we're going to be talking about groups on LinkedIn and how they can help you find a job. Now, if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing that now. Give us that thumbs up if you feel like this data is helpful. And for this video, I would love to know which groups you've explored and which ones you find are most useful for you. There are thousands and thousands of groups out on LinkedIn. And we do have a separate video that does cover Facebook groups, and those also can be used to help you find a job. So if you are not familiar with Facebook groups, they do work different than the LinkedIn groups, and you will need to watch that other video if you're not familiar with them to get the most out of them. But let's start by taking a look at LinkedIn groups. Now, for most of you, when you see LinkedIn, it's going to look like this. And let me go ahead and even make this bigger for just a moment. When you're looking at your main homepage, this general section here in the middle is called your news feed. What you're going to see up towards the right, to the right of here's your little picture with your me where you get to your profile, but even further to the right, there is this 9 set of boxes and it says work. And this is where you can get to a lot of LinkedIn's other products. So for today, what I want to talk with you about specifically is going to be when you click on that work, you're going to see groups down here. Do you see this right here? Groups. And you may see different things here under the visit LinkedIn, more LinkedIn products, depending on where you live and what current version of LinkedIn that you have. Do you have regular, premium, the sales one, or the talent finder? But when you click, all of them should have LinkedIn groups. And when you click on LinkedIn groups, and I'm going to make this big again for you, this is where it is going to pull up a complete list of groups for you. Now, here is the beautiful things about LinkedIn groups. You can join up to 100 groups. 100 groups. So imagine, even if you want to enter, you want to join some that are in your profession, like for me, I'm in HR. So when you go see me go through my groups, you're going to see a bunch of HR groups there. You can join ones for your industry. You can join ones for your location. You can even join, LinkedIn is more, of course, than just finding a job. You can join ones that are connected to a passion of yours. So the amount of groups out here is absolutely incredible. And so you will see on mine for each one of the groups that I'm a member of, and let me make this big for you again. It's going to list the name of the group, and then it's going to list the number of members in that group. And some of them are small, right? This one's 362, 2,545. This one, Veteran Job Opportunities, is 31,500. So it does start to get more or less depending. You will see some of them. Here's the Global Job Network. This has 296,000 members. So there really is a difference here depending on how many people have actually joined that group. Now, of course, these numbers change daily as people join and then leave groups. So the next question is, how can you find and join groups? Well, everything on LinkedIn pretty much starts at that search bar. And all you have to do is put your cursor in that top search bar. Wait, let me zoom in for you on that. Remember this top search bar up here on the left? All you have to do is put your cursor up there and then search. So let's say I was looking for a group about human resources. Whoops. I can't type just because we're recording. There we go. And I'm just going to type in human resources. Now, when I do that, it's going to search. And do you see all these different search options up here? If I go to the one that says groups, that is where I'm going to see all of the results for that one. You can see this one came up with 8,400 results for human resources. Now, when I do it, I can then start going down and saying, which ones do I want to be a part of? It'll tell you how many members are in each group, and it will give you a short information. And you'll see, like, if I click on it, it will actually take me into it and give me some information on the group. Now, some groups are more locked off than others, so it does depend on the group how much you can actually see. Let me go down here a little bit one. So here is one, HR for people in Singapore. Let me go ahead and click this one. Do you see here? This is not a group that I am part of. So it gives me this blue button that says request to join. And then if I request to join this group, it's going to do a couple different things depending on how the group is set up. Sometimes it will immediately let you join. Others, it requires approval before you join. And even others require you to answer some questions before you join. So there are different ways that it goes. I will tell you, I have had some that I will go and try to sign up for a group, and then it will say, I'm sorry, the group is not, or I don't get an answer from the group, and then my invitation says it's still pending, and it'll stay pending for months. Usually when that happens, whoever the administrator is of the group that reviews and approves people in is no longer looking after the group, or something else is going on. So you do need to be careful on that. The ones where it is more of an immediate entry acceptance into the group, you tend to see a lot more spam in those, because nobody's looking to see, is this really an HR person or whatever, or is it a company trying to get in? So you tend to see a little bit more spam because they're just not moderated as much. But there's lots of groups that are absolutely a no for spam and will not put any kind of spam, or won't allow the spam post to go through. They will delete them. And in those cases, if you're trying to post to that group, which I'll show you in a second, it will even stop you until somebody administers it. Okay, let's take a look a little further into groups, specifically how you can find jobs in groups. So let's go, let me make this big again so you can see it a little better. Let's go into one of my groups. So let's see which one would be a good one to pick. Let's go into the veteran job opportunities. So when you go into this group, it's going to pull up information about it that was in the news feed. Now if you're part of a group, you are going to see data from this group starting to appear in your news feed. Now it works a little different than your regular news feed posts, because in a regular news feed, when you do a post, you can use hashtags. Hashtags don't do anything in a group. When you are posting in a group, what it does is it only makes those posts visible to the members of that group, right? So you can't see it if you're not in the group. Therefore, it doesn't go out and post it on all the hashtags. So don't worry or bother about doing all the hashtags. But when we're in this group, you're going to see a news feed that's everything that's been posted in this group. And you're going to see, what is this here? Job postings. Job postings that could end up being very, very specific to you. Remember, your news feed is a jumble. It's all different types of people posting positions in there. When you're looking at the job postings in the groups, they're usually more specific to the profession, industry, or whatever that group is about, like location. In this case, opportunities for veterans. So it is worthwhile to go into a set of groups. I'm not saying you have to go into 100. I'm not saying you have to look at 100 groups every day, because you can't set up job alerts, right? The same way you can with other things. You have to manually go through it when you are part of a group. But if you find 2, 3, 4, 5 that you think are really impactful and really connect with what you're trying to do, it is a great place to look at some of these job openings. Now, when I look down, you're going to see all kinds of things in here that are about things for veterans. Now, it used to be that some groups actually had the opportunity to actually post a job a little separate. They don't do that the same way anymore. Now, you can, once you're in a group, do you see this bell that's here? You can click on that bell and it will manage the notifications for this. It will say, let me know all new posts, highlights, only get notified about activity that's absolutely involving you, so somebody's tagged you in it. Now, that is not the same as a job alert, right? Because the job alerts are going to actually make it so that you only see the jobs that tie to you. If you turn this on, it is going to show you everything that posts to that. Could that be useful? If it's a smaller specific group, yes, it can. Otherwise, I will tell you, it can get overwhelming. When you have 392,000 people in a group, you can have posts happening, every single minute or more. So you're going to have to choose for you and the size of the group whether that's a good choice. Okay, so if you're in a group and let's say you find out it is just not the group for you, that's okay. There's lots of things that you can do. You can update your settings in the group and you can leave the group. You can even report a group if you feel like the group is just things are getting posted in there that are inappropriate. And lastly, you can share things that have been in a group. You can share them in a postage. You can share them in a post. You can send them in a message, or you can copy the link from it. And this can be really great when you're trying to help out your fellow job seeker. Maybe there's a job there that's not a great match for you, but you do see one that's a fabulous match for somebody you know. That is how you would share that information. Now, groups are definitely powerful. Like I said, you can join 100. You don't have to join 100, but you can. The only thing is you are going to start getting a lot of information if you turn on all of those notifications. So again, for the larger groups, you might want to take the time to go through once a week or something, as opposed to doing an everyday notification on 100 different groups. Take some time, job seekers. There are loads of jobs in the groups. People are trying to bypass the job posting system of LinkedIn so they don't have to pay. So it's a great place to find lots and lots of job openings. Let me know. Explore this some. Go out and find groups that you think are great for you that everybody else should know about, and put a comment down below. Tell me which groups you feel are most helpful. All right, job seekers, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.